to the Life with Arellanos podcast. Ayayon's house.
Alright.
Ikaw naman mag-intro.
Welcome to another episode of...
Bakit ganun yung intro mo?
Bakit manig sa'yo?
Welcome to another episode of... Ano to? Like, parang Boy Abunda yun ah. Welcome to another episode of... Look at yourself in the mirror.
Welcome to the another
Oo nga na. Parang kanya-kanya nga. Okay, it's
so
your turn.
Welcome to another episode of... Biglang taking bubbly. Of Life with the Arellanos podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to our nonsense.
No. By this time, I feel I'm more comfortable. Kasi parang the first few episodes, it's because it is my brainchild. I felt that I was so pressured with so many stuff, lalo na
There were so many things that you wanted to happen, so many things that you had imagined and pictured.
Also, and that was my bad because it was during the conversation. Di ba parang it's easier, like for example, when I do Biyahe ni Drew, or when I do or whenever I do shows, I just stick to what I know.
You have to do at that moment.
At that moment in time.
Okay.
So give
So
me
okay ka
one moment in time.
So okay ka na?
I think I'm okay na. I think
So-
I'm a bit loose.
So yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to you guys, to the 3 people who have been enjoying our podcast. No, but really, thanks guys. I think it really means a lot more to Drew because you've been very passionate about this love.
Yes.
And so for this to finally be
Rolling.
rolling out.
No, it's funny that I spoke to Phil from Spotify Asia, and it's like, after publishing the first 2 episodes, sabi niya, congratulations, bro. You did the hardest thing
Starting.
to start.
Okay.
So at least the ball is now rolling.
Yes, and here we are on another episode. And this time, we talked about this. Well, we kind of just mentioned it in one of our past episodes, how we are each other's travel buddies for life.
Right, for life.
For life.
For life. And we were boyfriend-girlfriend at that time. I think our first trip was Japan.
Yes.
Diba?
Well, actually, our first trip really was Boracay.
Boracay, correct. But that was like
Wala pang 24 hours
wala
yun,
pang
guys.
24 hours yun. We don't have to talk about that, but that was our first trip together.
But that was our first trip. Parang that, I think,
Alone.
love. Yes, alone.
Alone.
So for those of you who don't know, yun nga, Drew and I have had a very conservative relationship. And throughout our 10 years of being together as boyfriend and girlfriend, when we would travel, especially before, actually it was on our 5th year that we started traveling together. Na tayong dalawa lang.
You gain confidence already to
Yes.
actually ask your mom, hey, you know what? I did all the work. I graduated from college.
Siguro pwede na.
Pwede na.
5 years na tayo.
Ayun pala.
But hindi pa rin pwede. But I still did. But yeah, prior to that, Drew and I would travel as a family. So
family.
I would travel with you and your dad.
With you and your mom.
Or mom would travel with us.
Right.
So that was the only way that we would get trips in together.
As
Even
in-
if it was even if it wasn't just the 2 of us.
As in same bed. Tayong tatlo sa bed. Katabi ko yung mom mo.
Ako yung piggy in the middle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, di ba, parang that was the setup.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know it.
So we're just letting you guys know because here we are now. We got here eventually. It was a little rough in the start, but we worked with what we had.
Right. And now, hindi pa rin tayo magkatabi dahil meron tayong 4 na anak.
And now we're back to square one.
And now we're back to square
Hindi pa rin tayo magkatabi.
Hindi pa rin tayo
But anyway, yes. So it's
So yun, when did we fly to Japan as a couple? Girlfriend, boyfriend. I forgot na. But anyway, what I remember... Okay, ito yung nare-remember ko. Remember ko na...
wait, was it even Japan or maybe it was Hong Kong? It was
Japan. I remember it was Japan because medyo nawindang tayo sa Japanese lingo. And when it comes to navigating...
I remember. And was that when we came back, it was Ondoy?
My papa picked us up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And nakitulog tayo
Sa hotel. Sa Sofitel.
Kung saan
may kasal na
walang nakapunta kasi nga baha. So nakiparty kami.
Oh, tama.
Yun, di ba? Okay.
Sige. Bago natin puntahan yun.
Okay.
That's another episode on itself.
But that's how we remember. Okay, so that was our first trip. As a
Great one, Bob. But yeah, anyway, what I super remember is that pumunta tayo sa Japan, parang, saan tayo pupunta? Kasi parang nalaman natin na parang, pasok tayo. Kinabahan ako actually, because I'm the type of traveler na, hindi to like behind ni Drew episode, I'm the type of traveler na, sure, may plano, pwede, at pwede hindi naman sundan ng plano. So, kung saan tayo mapadpad, hindi mapapadpad tayo doon. So, first time natin na multi-day trip. And a country na iba yung lengguwahe. So, I remember na nasa hotel room tayo. So what are we gonna do tomorrow? Na-remember ko na parang we had like a map. Tapos nun, syempre, gagamitin natin yung subway system, yung train station, yung train system.
Hindi natin maintindihan
ang daming kulay.
Train stations.
At syempre, Nihongo, I mean, hindi nga English kaya hirap na hirap tayo. But I remember that we were like, all right, let's just do it. Let's find our way.
We'll figure it out.
Let's figure it out. And kudos to
the Japanese.
Oh my goodness.
You are so kind. Buti lang Japan yung naging first trip natin kasi napakabait nila, napaka-helpful nila. So even if we were like two lost tourists.
And I would always tell this to any of my friends or acquaintances about this specific story. And they'd be like, exactly, that actually happened to me too when we were in Japan.
Yeah, so you know that it wasn't just a one-time thing. It's really their nature.
Which is, or now nga, but what happened with us was we were trying to look for, sabihin na natin, a specific store. Daikokuya.
Yes.
I remember Daikokuya.
Yung may mga second-hand bags.
Second-hand bags or watches or whatever. And then we were just really lost. And then we... sino ba nakausap natin? Parang medyo matanda.
And we didn't even know that there are actually a lot of daikokuyas.
Correct. Parang it was a generic...
Yeah.
We thought it was like a specific store.
In a specific town,
right.
Diba? Or a city.
Oh, but apparently it's a bit general.
Yeah.
But anyway, we asked a person. Because I remember we asked numerous people. But we asked an old person, we asked a younger person. Yes. Ang naging difference lang was the younger Japanese people that we actually talked to knew how to speak English a bit. The older ones...
And I feel also we're a little more patient to try figure out, even if... Actually, not all of them were confident with their English, but I felt that they had a little more patience in trying to understand us and to try have us understand them. Yung tipong they would look, parang even if, I don't understand you, but ito, is it this one? Parang ganon.
Yun nga yun, because the younger generation had the technology already.
Yeah.
As compared to the older generation, parang they know it by heart, but they were still willing to like point it out. Pero ito talaga yung medyo na mind-blown tayo. Yung, so nagtanong kami sa, kulang na lang, kanyari, excuse me, hi, we want to get to Daikokuya. Yeah. This specific area. Store. Hi, so of course he was not as, articulate with English, diba? As we are. But sabi niya, feeling ko na sabi niya, come. So, we thought na ituturo lang niya.
Yeah.
What happened was, dinala niya tayo.
Until we were right in front of the store.
Until we were right in front of the store. And it was like a good 5-hour walk. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but we were like, medyo, subway kasi tayo eh. So ilang floor tayo, pababa. Had to make our way up. Then had to walk out of the subway. And then cross the road. Walked how many blocks? And he took us
It was like
there.
More than 10 minutes. It was just really more than 10 minutes. And you know what I know of Japanese people? They're so, with time. They're very specific with time. They're very punctual. So, parang doing that, dun mo nalaman na, wow, yung kindness nila na overshadow yung kung ano man kailangan nilang gawin. Or maybe at the same time, talagang the guy probably had nothing to do, but no. I know it in my heart that they are so nice people.
Because I guess the best judgment would be if that were you, would you have walked them all the way there? I would have wanted to help. I would have pointed them in the right direction. But I don't know about walking them right to the front of the store. So yeah,
I guess it's easier now because we have navigational apps. Na parang, okay, I don't know your language, but all you gotta do is please give me that local whatever, and then type it in, and then you're okay. You're good to go.
But like, for instance, love, that situation for us, even if we couldn't understand, even
that
if
was
we
a hurdle,
couldn't speak,
yes.
it was a hurdle. And I mean, easily you could have been like, why didn't you do your homework? Why parang you figure, ikaw may gusto pumunta sa store na to, parang then you figure it out. But no.
But the sense of adventure was there.
And we were there in it together. Even if it was a store that I wanted to go to.
Parang that trip was a small piece of the definition of our relationship.
Love. Okay, wait. This is something that was really memorable for me on that trip.
Oh my God, your shoes.
Yes. Okay, so
okay.
First time ko to travel with my boyfriend. Pupunta kami sa Japan. Siyempre, Japan, fashion yung mga tao doon.
Fashion yung mga tao. Tokyo, di ba? Okay.
Tapos nakikita ko yung mga post ni Kim Chu, ni Namaha, Liz Uy, Pam Quinones. When I see how they travel, parati ang gaganda ng mga damit nila.
Parang may photoshoot.
Ang gaganda nila.
Parang may photoshoot parati.
Oo. So sabi ko, okay, you know what? I'll try, prepare a few outfits. Para naman, kapag may mga pictures tayo, meron akong iilan na pang IG.
Pang IG.
Wala
pa yatang IG nun.
Wala pa yatang IG nun. Pang posting.
Basta't may picture.
Oo. So sabi, okay.
Ano suot mo nun?
What do you call those shoes?
Flats? Bergs ba yun?
Bergs.
Okay, Bergs.
Yeah, yung mga Bergs. So, yung fashion.
Bergs ba yun?
Pero flat. So, here I was thinking, okay, I'll wear Bergs because, at least, iba, because kung mag-heels ako, I'm sure magsasalita. Kung mag-heels ka, because first of all, it's out of character for me. Okay? I'm sure Drew would have said something if I tried to step out of the hotel room in heels. Okay. So, I figured, okay, let's meet halfway. Mag-brogues ako para fashion pa rin.
Okay.
Tapos, flat. So, I can survive the day in these.
So I
wore fashionable shoes, and then I can't remember actually what I wore sa outfit.
Right.
But I just remember the shoes specifically because that was when we went to Ueno Park.
Wow, specifically, yes. I just remember that we went to, we toured like yung mga museum, outdoor museum, mga temple.
Yes. And the parks.
And then, ako, Ana, kamusta na? Kamusta na ang paa mo?
Napansin niyo medyo.
Ano na?
Okay. So,
iba na lakad mo, Ana.
I really do. I love walking. I don't have, lalo na, naka-flats lang naman ako, di ba?
Oo naman.
Pero, guys, iba pa rin talagang sneakers na komportable. Kasi, kahit naka-flats ako, nagkapaltos pa rin ako, and hindi ko na kayang maglakad. I remember that we needed to get from point A to point B, and I needed to sit down.
One of the benches?
And rest my feet because my feet, of course, I didn't foresee that I would be getting uncomfortable in my brogues. So, hindi din naman ako nagdala ng Band-Aid or anything. So, I got paltos and there was nothing I could do about it but walk through it.
It was no small feat.
It was
feet.
And then you would have to massage my feet because it was that bad. So we were probably one of those sweet couples on the bench.
Yeah.
Signing.
And the Japanese people are like, PDA.
But yung ending, we ended up walking to like some sports stores so that I could buy proper sneakers.
Proper walking sneakers.
Proper sneakers. And that was when I was able to enjoy more. And sabi ko, what was I thinking? Even trying to look fashion.
It's funny though, speaking of...
But buti lang you didn't get upset at me for that.
Hindi naman ako...
Parang it became more of a joke.
Yeah. I think, natawa naman. Kasi when it comes to traveling, lalo na if I'm thinking about...
That was our first love eh.
That was our first. And I'm thinking lang how I am as a traveler with other people. Lalo na, di ba, I used to travel a lot with my papa and with my mom sometimes also, with papa when they were still together, and then my siblings. Parang, okay lang, chill lang tayo. Parang hindi ka kailangan...
Did you ever get to travel with any of your ex-girlfriends?
I don't think so.
So that was really your first
I
travel
don't think so.
with a partner?
Yeah, I never
so
did.
Then that would have been special nga
Super. Lalo na Japan. Oh my God, it's such a bonus that it was our first trip was in Japan. All good vibes. The food was so amazing. The people were just crazy, awesome. The hotel rooms were so small.
Yes.
Para lang talaga magkadikit tayo. Alam mo yun? The toilet seat warm. Alam mo yun? Ito yung mga bakit hindi natin naiisip to?
Tapos yung mga pagkain, yung...
Kahit sa convenience store lang, buhay na tayo.
Oo nga eh.
Oh.
Tapos yung may mga vendor machine na you pay, then that's where you get your meal stub, and then you bring it into the restaurant, and then that's where they prepare the meal. But yeah, it was a really nice experience, even if it was a first for us, even if it wasn't exactly smooth, because, like, wrong shoes.
Yep.
How about language barrier?
How about the food?
Do we have a problem with food?
Meron ba tayong, like, for example, okay, so I want to order this, or you want to order this? Oh, do you want to order this? Hindi, ikaw na bahala. So who actually says, ikaw na bahala. Di ba usually may ganun sa relationship eh? Normally, ikaw yun eh, no?
Well, I normally make the wrong food choices. Di ba? I often make the wrong food choices. Even when Drew asks me what I want to order, ang ending, pipilitin ko kung ano yung gusto kong kainin, pero ang ending hindi magiging masarap, kaya makikikain ako sa'yo. Yeah. So I normally just let you do the
ordering. Good point.
Diba?
Yeah.
But for those of you who don't know, I actually don't eat pork. I also don't eat crustaceans. So, these are things that Drew needs to consider when we do eat out. If there's something there for me to eat.
Right.
Basta may fish, may chicken, or may beef.
You're good to go. And most especially dessert.
Yun.
Yeah. So she's the only person. I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but she's the only person.
You did. You mentioned it na.
There.
That I have dessert before my main course.
Dessert, main course, back to dessert, back to main course, and back. Yeah. Any other places that we na tumatak sa?
Yeah, our honeymoon.
Oh yeah. I stayed in Japan eh. I stayed in Japan thinking na, meron ba bang memorable
Yun yung
places?
memory mo. Okay, ako.
But correct. That was such an amazing honeymoon.
It was amazing.
So where did we go?
But I also remember the challenges when we went for that run out.
Yeah, wait lang. Where did we go nga?
We went to California.
We went to the West Coast. Tama. We went to the West Coast. For most of you who don't know, I actually was born in San Jose, California. But we didn't go there. But normally when I'd go visit my siblings East Coast, dadaan ako sa West Coast, sa San Francisco, because I used to stay there for I stayed there for a year after college. And syempre, meron din akong family doon and friends. So when we got married for our honeymoon, we decided to, you know what? Let's do West Coast.
Prior to our honeymoon, though, were there other places that we went to aside from Japan?
Yes, we did, but with Papa, I remember you guys.
I remember Hong Kong.
When I did my triathlon events, Ironman events in Perth and
but
in
that
Bintan.
wasn't just you and me.
But it was just, I think it was just Japan and the States and the honeymoon.
And then our honeymoon.
Yeah, that's
yun
it.
Na yun?
I think yun na yun.
Oh, Singapore? Did we ever do Singapore?
No, Singapore we did, but we went to Singapore because of Bintan. So you fly to Singapore and then you take a ferry ride.
Just us.
No, it was with Papa, with your mom, with Pao, remember?
Wow, so it took that Japan trip for
yeah.
us to realize na
Okay tayo.
for life to.
For life.
For life to. Medyo, our honeymoon was an interesting trip. Because it wasn't your typical honeymoon where resort, relax lang. Hindi, syempre. Mga atleta to eh.
Hindi kasi kasagsagan yun ng parang triathlon careers natin eh. So, syempre yung hinahabol natin, yung
places where we could run.
Not just run, yung hike up a mountain.
Yeah.
We hiked 2 mountains, I think.
We did. It was not your typical honeymoon. There was nothing relaxing about it. It was such a fun trip.
Oh man, I think we stayed in downtown San Francisco. We rented a convertible.
Yes, which
we drove.
We rented a convertible that got towed.
That got towed.
That got towed along with our bagahe.
Mali kasi yung parking ko, but buti na lang. Close, open pa, like last few minutes.
It was about to close,
It was about to close, and we were scheduled to go somewhere. Anyway, we paid whatever X amount of dollars. We got back the car.
Tapos we were driving along the highway. Hindi natin ma-figure out kung paano isara.
Paano ba isara to? Lumalamig na.
Umiinit na.
Ay, umiinit na. Parang tis, ganda na to. Pero ang ganda nito sa kapag may nagkukuha tayo ng video sa atin, convertible, pero umiinit na. Yeah, but anyway, kailangan pala naka-stop yung car.
Yes, kasi yung hangin, tinutulak siya, hindi tuloy siya masara.
Pasensya na, wala naman kasing alam kami sa mga mamahaling kotse na gano'n. No? Anyway, ang memory ko with that car was that we drove to the park. Where we had... No, the Lake Tahoe.
Yes, okay.
Diba? We drove to Lake Tahoe.
Oh my gosh, that climb!
It was mind-blowing. It was just really mind-blowing. I still have pictures. Like, yun yung nasa iCloud ko pa. I still have pictures.
We almost gave up on that hike.
Yes. And videos also.
Yeah.
We almost gave up because there were no people there.
We couldn't see anybody. There was no guide. Just a trail.
Wala. Trail lang talaga.
And it had been quite a few hours na. And of course, we had to consider the length of time it would take to come back kasi baka mamaya abutin tayo ng gabi at saka dilim.
Pati high elevation yun. We were wearing shorts and a light jacket. That's pretty much it. And mind you, pag akit namin sa tuktok, may snow.
May yelo.
May snow pa. So, it wasn't cold that time, but kapag inabot tayo ng gabi, mayayari tayo sa wind chill.
Baka mga bangkay na lang tayo doon.
2 Pinoy. Pagkatapos mag-honeymoon, nanigas sa taas ng... Anyway. Yeah.
But, yeah, it's like of course, I don't want people to be under the impression that, grabe, ang perfect. No. The reason why we laugh at these trips, because there were many moments during those trips where, I mean, we laugh at it now.
I remember.
There were moments where, we'd be like, itutuloy pa ba natin to? Kasi, delikado na to eh.
So,
itutuloy pa ba natin to? Kasi hindi ko na kaya, pagod na ako eh.
Tama. Sabi nga ng mga ibang tao eh, iba yung kapag if you share like a hard experience together, parang it will solidify your relationship, which it did naman sa atin. Okay, although, there was one time when we visited those huge trees.
But love, buti na lang kasal na tayo. Kasi
wala na atrasan.
Wala na atrasan. Kasi wala na tayong choice. Kailangan nating ilaban to. Kasi bagong kasal tayo eh.
Gumastos tayo sa wedding. Alam mo yan? Gotta swallow the pride. Anyway, no.
The sequoia trees.
Sequoia, okay.
So this was in Yosemite.
Right. Yosemite. And
Yosemite is a big national park in California.
You should go.
Beautiful.
You should go. The reason why we're bringing this up was because, tara, sabi ko, lakarin natin to. At, sige, takboy naman natin kasi tumatakbo naman na tayo.
Yeah. But, okay, wait. I wasn't, in terms of mileage, wala akong bangko katulad mo.
So you weren't conditioned?
I wasn't conditioned.
In your mind?
Wow!
The mind can do anything. Okay?
Yung parang the furthest siguro that I ran at that point was 21 kilometers.
Correct.
I've never done anything more than that.
Ilan ba yung tinakbo natin?
Ikaw naman, you've done like 42. So, and even more. So, anything beyond 21 is already parang...
Yeah, but we ran and we tried walking mga ilan kilometers.
Yeah, it was walk, run. We were trying to find the sequoia trees.
Right, which we did.
Which we did eventually.
Sa laki nun, hindi namin nahanap. Grabe.
Pero, love, medyo nagka-friction tayo dun.
Oo, kaya nga nagka-friction tayo dun dahil sabi ko, tara, let's run. Sabi niya, what do you mean we're gonna run? I'm like,
hindi, you were like,
I forgot.
let's run, baka maka 42, malay natin baka maka 42 ka ngayon.
Oo.
42 kilometers. And I was like,
so,
how on earth do you think I can do 42 when I barely just can finish 21 kilometers?
So nagkaroon siya kaagad ng...
Nainis ako kasi I'm like, why are you planting these seeds in my head when you know that my competitive spirit is gonna wanna try get to 42 kilometers?
And
kahit ikamamatay ko.
And here I was thinking, but sobrang nagalit to. Parang it was just an idea. Grabe naman to. Sabi ko, sobrang sensitive naman ito. Oh my God,
really
kasal na kami. Kasal na kami. Kasal na kami.
It was bad enough
na
inis si Drew sa akin.
Nainis ako sa'yo?
Yeah, you ran ahead.
Oh, I ran ahead.
You ran
Kasi
ahead.
nainis ka muna.
Syempre, inis na ako sa'yo.
Inis ka talaga na parang you don't want to talk to me.
Inis na ako because I'm like, why are you planting these things in my head when you know I can't run? And then of course he was getting upset kasi parang, why do you have to be that way? So negative.
Tama.
Anyway, he ran ahead.
Oh.
He's like, no, I'm gonna run ahead. I'm gonna look for help. Kasi medyo naliligaw na kami. Naliligaw na nga kami, magkaaway pa kami.
Medyo mahirap yung combination na yun. Medyo mahirap. At walang tao.
Oo.
Although,
walang signal.
At walang signal. Although, we found out
there
that
was a race.
There was a race. There was a trail run. Did we join the trail run?
No.
Oh, no. Okay. In my head pala, I did. Sorry.
No, in fact, there was like a little ranch there that we passed by because we wanted to ask for directions. And you remember, she was like, oh, hey, are you guys here for the race? And we're like, oh, no, there's a race? She was like, yeah. Parang they're headed out that way. She was like, oh, so what are you guys doing? And we're like, we're just out for a run looking for the sequoia tree. She was like, oh. And the look on her face was like, what the hell are you guys doing here?
You're in too deep.
Oh, and she was like, okay, well, let me just warn you. If you guys see any mountain lions, run. Thanks.
So wait, ano nangyari?
Ang
ending.
Well, it was during that time that we parted ways. Because he ran ahead to look for help because nga we kind of gave up already and we weren't sure if we'd make it back in time kasi medyo malayo na yung nalakbay natin.
I can't remember how we got back together. Like
you ran ahead and then you found it was one of the aid stations for the race.
Okay.
It was one of the aid
stations. Then I
stations.
waited for you or I ran back?
And they were already packing up actually.
Right, yes.
They were already packing up, then you ran back for me. And then you were like, there's an aid station there. They were already packing up. So, I already spoke to them, and they're willing to.
Makisabay na tayo.
Yes, to have us hitch
tama,
out of the woods.
They had a car.
Yes.
Right. Correct.
So eventually, I guess I honestly don't remember kung paano tayo nagbate, but I guess back in the room when we got out from that situation and got out of it safely, yung we were able to look back at it and laugh at it na lang.
Yeah.
And well, we're still together. I guess that's what's important.
Before having kids, as married couple.
Well, Batanes, love.
Oh, Batanes, of course.
That was a special trip for us.
Oh my God, that Batanes was just crazy beautiful. And it was so isolated. Parang you're transported into a different world, a different time.
Yes. Thank you, Biyahe ni Drew.
Thank you, BND ba yun? Oh, I can't remember. Was it BND?
The first time was with BND, I think. And then I think we went back na tayong dalawa lang.
Oh, yeah. Kasi parang weird na parang naghalikan tayo tapos may camera.
Grabe
I'm
naman.
just kidding. No. But
That was actually one of the first trips na naki-trip ako sa inyo.
right.
Yeah. Kasi I think bagong kasal ata kami nun eh.
Oh, then I realized oh my God, my wife's a freeloader. I'm just kidding. No, but yeah. Very fortunate enough to host a travel show wherein
You get to discover these places ahead of time.
Tapos di na ako babalik doon. Then just kidding.
Well, actually, at least you don't have to...
Spend?
Well...
No, for me, it was like sharing, oh, wow, so many great stories. And then I share to you right away. And then you're like,
you know
oh.
which places you will bring me back to and bring the family back to. And Batanes was one of them.
Oh, Batanes is super.
It was really beautiful. But it really... Grabe when you're
What is it about Batanes that stands out?
It's really it's the coastline. It's the coast where you can just see the vast ocean.
But it's normally rough, diba?
Yeah.
It's normally rough. At alam mo yung
kasi parang it's not hindi siya parang Pilipinas eh.
No?
That's what it is eh.
I remember merong cave doon. Sabi ko, uy, parang perfect magmomol dito. Ano, gagawin ba natin to?
Seriously, guys.
I remember.
Seriously.
Parang lang magandang
Parang
memory
exciting,
tayo. Parang exciting. Ano, momol tayo dito?
Kasi parang because you felt like it was so isolated.
Yeah, it's so isolated. Ano, ready ka na? Huh? Wala. Hindi.
I wasn't ready for that kind of adventure. Hindi pa ako ready maging viral eh.
Yeah, but I remember Pasita Fundacion.
Yeah.
That was a great spot.
So if you guys plan on going to Batanes, that was... I mean,
Hindi ko na alam ngayon.
There might be other places now, but that was a really beautiful place to go to.
Yeah. Daming homestays, di ba? But, yeah. I remember coconut crabs.
Yeah, and then from our room, love, you could see signal number 3.
Oh, and there, it was just like...
tayo dun eh. Medyo...
Hindi, parati naman inabutan yata ng tao.
You can see like the waves.
But it wasn't... The funny thing was, when you see like the locals, they're like...
They're chill about it.
Yeah. Parang, alam mo yun? Norm. Parang sa aeroplano ka, it's your first time, tapos magkakaroon ng turbulence. Tapos makikita yung mga flight attendant, parang, nothing's happening. Parang ganun yung nangyari, na parang, hala, signal number 3, signal number 4, ano nangyari?
Nakakita ba tayo,
Andun lang sila sa labas, parang nagbawalis, at parang wala nangyari. But anyway, we were scared. Did we extend?
Parang no.
Parang no.
Eventually, the sky is cleared.
And I do remember...
I think,
that landing sa Batanes is, for me, sa lahat ng travel ko via BND, pinaka parang, whoa. Is the pilot gonna land it there? Wow. It's crazy. As in, like, wow, skills, bro. Skills. But, yeah, another unforgettable travel with you.
Yeah, that was Batanes. And, yeah, I think for our local trips, love, it was really Boracay and Batanes.
Boracay and Batanes.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe in the next episode, we can talk about... Because it's easy traveling sa tayong dalawa lang eh.
Yeah.
But it's a whole new ballgame traveling with kids.
With 4 kids.
With young ones.
But na nga lang, love, that medyo we figured out how to travel just you and I.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang...
No, I remember we went to Osaka. We already had 3 kids.
Two kids.
And parang it was first time traveling alone.
Na you and me lang again.
Oh.
Na magkatabi kami ulit sa kama.
Magkatabi tayo sa kama. Back to tayo sa Japan. Maliting kama.
Yeah, but I feel love. Like, I really look forward to those trips. Even when it's just you and I.
Right.
Because it takes me back to when it was just you and I. And I love being with you, love it.
Yeah, me too. Lalo na when we're traveling and figure out things together.
And love, I love that.
I love you too. And
no, I feel what works for us also, love, is I guess we kind of dig the same things. And I know of the things that make you happy. You know what makes me happy. So when we do these travels together, we're quite giving then to each other na, love, there's a Gulf store nearby. Do you wanna...
Uy, may Lululemon.
Tulong sa Lululemon.
Basta sabihin ko lang Lululemon. Ha? Asan?
Exactly.
Asawa ko magigising yan mula sa bangkay. Ha? Asan yung Lululemon?
Kahit walang tulog, kahit may jet lag.
Kahit may jet lag.
Walang jet lag,
Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Nakakatawa niyan. Pumunta kami sa New Zealand. Lululemon. Isang store lang naman sa Queenstown ng Lululemon eh.
But I would go there every day.
Every day. Dadaan. Parang sinabi siguro na hindi pa, siguro next season pa yung restock or bagong supply. Pero tatanong ko, bakit ka babalik doon? Baka lang meron akong na-miss.
Pero walang basagan ng trip. I mean,
but that's part of traveling.
But when we travel, it's about making sure that we both enjoy. That it's not just about it's not just about we have to follow this schedule. We have to do this.
Right.
I feel that we're flexy enough and we adjust to each other's happiness.
And mood. Kasi you never know, kapag buntis ka, may mga mood swings.
Yes.
Parang mga tiger mood swings na gano'n na. Whack! No, but you're correct. Moods, definitely.
Diba?
And we're fortunate enough to have had the time to travel together, not just as a couple, but also with the kids. Lalo na, go ahead.
Yeah, lalo na.
Hindi, lalo na kasi, kung hindi tayo okay, paano pa tayo magiging okay with kids?
Yeah. And love,
traveling, of course.
I also feel, and this is to hopefully inspire other women to get fit and strong.
Yes.
I feel that that's worked. That's a big benefit or an advantage for the both of us because I can handle a lot.
You can handle a lot.
I can carry.
You can carry.
I don't rely entirely on your strength.
And I remember.
And I think that's helpful because then we get to help each other and not exactly rely on the other completely. And
before we end the episode, I like what you just said. I remember we went to New Zealand and our good friend Javi and I, we were thinking, paano natin ibabalik yung rent-a-car? How many kilometers? 20? Balik natin rent-a-car, takbo tayo ng 20 kilometers pabalik sa... Kasi parang yun yung mindset ba na pwede naman natin takbo yan eh. Yeah. At least nakatakbo tayo, nakatrain tayo, at the same time nakasave tayo. Yeah. So, I guess that's our advantage rin. And hopefully nga we get to inspire other people na it's really good to also be fit when you're traveling.
It's not na gusto kong buhatin yung sarili kong bangko. Is that what they say? No, it's not that. Actually, I know because my mom's like, anak, huwag mo nang buhatin yan, anak. But it's not that I want to, kaya ko to. It's because, if I can do this, then that means I'm taking less from you.
Right.
From what you might have to do. Mm-hmm. So I feel it makes it easier for us to work together.
Got it.
Diba?
Right. So, but eventually...
And also with fitness parang tuloy. I mean, because it could be hard na, hindi, love, kailan ko mag-workout ngayon eh. Kahit bakasyon tayo. We find ways to allow each other to still work out one way or another. With kids without kids, of course, easy na lang yun. But even with kids, we're still trying to help each other stay fit, even during our travels. It's
still a priority to find the time in the morning.
Yes.
To get like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because it really fuels. I mean, parang starts your engine. Yeah. You're in a good mood. You're hyper. You're active.
Or even not in the morning, love. Like if we realize that it's a bit of a tight morning for us. Okay, we won't get to work out today. So what we will do is we will walk all day today.
Correct.
So parang these are things that
we're mindful na.
Yes, and
para mas masarap yung kain din natin because we're traveling and we're like walang diet. Speaking of, gutom na rin ako eh.
Okay.
Okay na? So can we travel to the kitchen now?
Okay, sige.
All right.
Okay.
So,
thank you. That's it, guys.
That's it.
I hope you guys also enjoy your travels with your lovey-doveys.
Mm-hmm.
And iwas init ulo. It's all about the happy times. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Welcome to the Life with Arellanos podcast. I'm Yayon's house.